EA have promised us another quality of life roadmap for The Sims 4. Smoother gameplay, fewer bugs, and better autonomy. So before any of those fixes arrive, I wanted to see how long it takes to find a bug in the current game. I'm sure this household is meant to have horses. I'm fairly certain. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure they're meant to have horses. Yeah, this woman definitely had a horse. It was a grey one, I remember. Yep, it's a bug. We didn't even make it to live mode, man. I was giving them a chance by ignoring the laggy gallery and forced to create a burner sim. All I can say is good luck to the dev team for trying to fix this. The Sims 4 Quality of Life Roadmap 2026. EA are worried. That's what this headline is saying to me. Someone has lit a bonfire under them and they are feeling the flames. But I think they're continuing to dig themselves a deeper hole that I think can't get any deeper, but it always does. So I'm going to recap this roadmap really quickly for you guys. Today we're sharing a look at our 2026 Quality of Life initiative focused on improving reliability and reducing gameplay friction across some of the most frequently discussed areas. It's about making the game you already play feel smoother, intuitive and more consistent, based directly on player feedback shared in EA forums, The Sims Discord and more. We're going to be investigating improvements on these areas. Sim autonomy, such as Sims choosing inappropriate locations for certain actions, being obsessed with certain objects, or NPCs interrupting conversations and other behaviours. Additionally, a large focus on improving Sim sleeping behaviour and eyelid animations. Infant improvements, improving infant and caregiver autonomy, plus ensuring infants receive the correct milestones, interactions and buffs. Crashes and data loss, including fixes for black photo issues and the game freezing or crashing. So in September through December, they're planning to focus on improving the key themes, which might include issues like dining and meal behaviour, family trees and relationships, strengthening genealogy systems and relationship tracking. But wait, there's more. We'll respond to player feedback as we get nearer to this time to decide what to prioritise next. First of all, I just think it's funny how, okay, enough jokes, this is actually a problem. So we already know that EA laid off quite a large number of their QA team over the recent years. Not just Sims, but other titles of theirs too, like Apex Legends. Some say it's because they know people will still buy the packs even if they're broken. Some say because QA teams started unionising, so they didn't want to pay union salaries. And some say they're just not deeming QA as necessary at all. I think it's probably all of them if we're honest. So it feels a bit like a slap to the face when they say they're making a whole roadmap for this and dedicating so much time to fixing the game. And yeah, it's no surprise that it's going to take a long time. What with the alleged reduced staffing numbers and the sheer amount of bugs, spaghetti code and lack of pack integration, it's going to take forever. EA know this. They've known it for years. They know that we know this. But they're still trying to frame it as them being generous. There is nothing generous about EA. There's nothing generous about this. It's not a coincidence that they're making a big fuss about this and suddenly taking our feedback seriously. It feels like they're trying to prevent players drifting away and stop them from realising that there'll soon be other fish in the sea in the shape of Paralives, Inzoi, and even other life sims that are under the radar. It's damage control, that's what it is. And a lot of us see through it now. They very recently made an announcement about the new Sims Creator Program, which sounds essentially like the EA Creator Network. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, a group of creators coming together to promote the game. They probably didn't want to associate their influencer network with the controversy of how all of their big creators left when the buyout happened. It is again just giving nothing is wrong here, everything's fine. They're marketing to a newer generation of creators who aren't as familiar with EA's practices and how The Sims used to be. I honestly think it's part of a new plan to turn Sims into some live service, online, multiplayer game which has different modes to it that they can monetize with events and battle passes. Just kind of a whole new brand. I wish instead of pretending to care about what players have been asking for years, they actually did it. Because if they did, they might start to think past the short-term financials and they'd see that actually Sims 5 would fly to the top of the best-selling games list once again. How many times have we heard EA tell us that they're promising to fix the game? We had this roadmap last year, and the game is just as buggy as ever. Whatever happened to the pack refreshes? This is why players are skeptical. It's not that people want to hate the game. We've heard all of this stuff before. Every time there's a big promise, players get hopeful. And every single time, those hopes slowly fade when nothing really changes long term. So when they say, "We're listening," I think a lot of players are just tired of hearing it. And that used to be me. I used to think they would follow through on their promises, but they of course never did. So I get it. I so desperately wanted this game to succeed. It just unfortunately hasn't, and I've completely lost hope that Sims 4 will ever be a good game in my opinion, or anything like Sims 2 and 3. But wait, there's more. We'll respond to player feedback as we get nearer to this time to decide what to prioritise next. Again, it's just reading to me like a toxic relationship. They promise they'll change and they never do. They know that we'll just come crawling back time after time. Except, this time people aren't. So they're throwing out more promises. It's more, "We are listening to you" propaganda. As you can probably tell, this really winds me up. Because it's obvious to anyone who has played for more than a short time that this game is well past its sell-by date. They need to stop pushing the narrative that it can be fixed. We all know that it can't be at this point. I'm no dev, but the amount of time it would take to repair this game would just be unfathomable. Not to mention, would it really be even worth it? Which brings me back to my earlier point, Sims 5. Many of these issues they're listing have been in the game for years, in some form or another. 55 new fixes is not a small number, but could they not have spent their time doing this and fixing the game instead of just pumping out shallow DLC, because they've given us so much. Sims 4 has one of the most amounts of DLC in any game franchise ever, and it's honestly unacceptable how broken this game is and the state that it's in for how expensive it is. I get they have to make money to be doing these fixes, but it seems to me that they're not putting the money they do get into the right places. They make a shit ton of money. I know they're in debt, but they're still making that money. Any other fan base would not put up with this behaviour. I want to mention specifically the family tree and relationships thing. I thought this was the point of the massive royalty and legacy free update we got just before the expansion. To add more family connections and tracking. No? Am I going crazy? How has it taken 12 years for this? Family trees and relationships are like the whole game's ethos. How is this not already even in the game? And the fact that they already released a massive update on this exact thing, like not even a month ago. They just are so brazen. They think that people are going to look over this, but they're not anymore. And the other thing, improving sim sleeping behaviour and eyelid animations. I mean, really, sleeping is one of the most basic things in the game, in the entire franchise. You would think by now, with 12 years of this game, they would have nailed the basics by now. Can you imagine opening Minecraft and hearing that they're still trying to improve how placing blocks works? Because that is just how this feels. It is insane, it's ridiculous. And they're just normalising it. Once again, this is not a Sims 4 hate video. Actually, I think EA have the best resource pool and the best chance logistically of making a really good life sim. They've got the experience behind them, 2 decades in fact. And this is not directed at the devs, I want to be very clear about that. It is directed at the people making these executive business decisions. At the end of the day, this whole thing just feels way overdue. A lot of these promises are things that players have been asking for years, and now they're being presented like a brand new discovery. And that's what frustrates me, because this community has been loyal for so long, and sometimes it feels like that loyalty just gets taken for granted. If EA looked beyond the next few months and focused on the bigger picture, I honestly believe a true next generation Sims game would be more successful than trying to keep stretching The Sims 4 forever. And I'm saying all of this from a genuine place of passion. I want this franchise to succeed. I want the genre to succeed. That's why I'm talking about it. This game has meant more to me than words can describe. I don't even see it as just a game anymore. It's been there for me during some insanely difficult times in my life, and this entire situation makes me so insanely sad. And I'm really struggling to just sit back and watch something that means so much to so many people and is just it has so much value I can't even describe. So this isn't about hate, it's about caring enough, too much to say something. I might not be able to change much, but I can at least talk about it. So EA, please, do something. If not for your players, then at least for the financials, because I'm telling you, if Sims 5 came out tomorrow and it was better than Sims 2, 3, 4, which I know is possible, it would sell like I can't even explain. Please let me know your thoughts on this. I really want to know how everyone else is feeling about the whole situation. I'm going to keep up to date with the situation as it evolves, giving you guys my thoughts on what it could mean. Again, I'm not an expert by any means, I'm just someone who's played every single game in the series and has been in the community for a long time. As always, thank you so much for your support. The channel has been growing insanely fast, and I see you guys in the comments coming back for each video. It means the world to me and just fuels my passion. I hope you have a wonderful day whatever you're up to, hopefully live simming, and I'll see you in the next one.